Hey everyone, and welcome back. It's Amari, your Perpetual Tech Noob, learning more with you. And today we'll be breaking away from your regularly scheduled program. The thing is that my cousin, Shawn Brown, who's a DevOps engineer, is going through a course to increase his skill level. He recently had a troubleshooting issue, and he invited us to tag along. So, I hope you enjoy. And more importantly, I hope you gain something from it. I'll see you there.
So this is DynamoDB, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm trying to do just a test to see if the code works. Clearly, this is the Lambda function right here. I was talking to somebody else trying to figure out what the error was. This is saying that part of it is the fact that see the partition key, right? Lowercase, but here, where is it? This thing is in the way. Well, I just fixed it, but here it was capitalized. So they were saying that could have been one of the issues. I think there's another place here where this thing is in the way. There's also oops. What's up?
No, I was just gonna say that you could
all occurrences, right?
Yeah, not even that. In that same finder, you could replace everything. You could like grab that printer ID with the capital P, put it in the finder. Of course, it'll tell you how much is there. You press the little arrow to the side of it, of where it has printer ID in now, and then it will come down with another little box for replace. But then change all occurrences will be fine the same way too.
So after that?
Well, it's printer ID with a capital I. And then you could press the arrow that's right beside the P on printer ID. And when you type in what you want it to be there, there's two buttons on your right side.
There's still a capital I here. Okay.
Yeah, the rightmost button right beside that box, that input box. So you have the one that has the C in it alone, and then you have the one next to that has like a bunch of different ones. Yeah, that one.
Okay.
But it probably would have just been better or easier or faster if you had just did all occurrences, change all occurrences like you was planning. But
well, now I know.
Yeah,
so.
That's just another way. Okay.
All right. Cool. Yeah. So that was one of the issues that they were saying that could have been an issue. That was that.
Oh, this is Grok. I got you.
Yeah. Now, I don't really know Python like that. So when they're saying these parts right here. If not device ID raised by your error, printer ID is missing in the event payload. Okay, so let me show you the Okay, see, this is what I'm using to invoke the Lambda function right here.
Okay, and in the payload, I'm seeing the printer ID spelled out
Capital.
how you had it before. So I'm wondering why they gave you an issue. It status code 200.
Alright, let me.
Error unhandled.
Alright, so
if the status code was 200, it looked like you got through to something.
Alright, so when I created the Dynamo table right here, see what the input is?
Understood. So now you have it changed in the Lambda function.
Now when I added the items, let me see. Okay, so that might be some mistakes right there. Okay. Add items. Yep. Add items. Lowercase lowercase printer. Capital ID. So
now that you're
uppercase here.
Right, for printer one. But that is, at least on the payload that I'm seeing in your return at the bottom, printer one is spelled just like that.
It's not supposed to be.
Okay.
The thing is, when I got it from that's the issue. Because this is a project that I got from this guy. I took it from him straight like this. You know what I'm saying? And it's not right. But
okay, I'm wondering why you're saying it's not right, because all right, when you go back to the to your code, right? When last time you invoked the function, the payload came back like that with the ID with a capital P.
What do you mean?
That just below that line, right, where it says payload printer ID. That line right there, yes.
What about it?
You see how
I put in. This is my code that I did to test, and this is the response from the Lambda.
Okay, but it just says unhandled and is not really given a reason why.
Well, let's see.
So what you're doing right now is trying to get information back from the database?
Well, it's testing the Lambda code.
Okay. So you're looking for test results.
Right. See? Put it in here to do a test on it. Now, this is what I get back.
Okay. There occurred validation. Can you go back up? I'm calling again. Does not match the schema. Okay. It doesn't match the schema. So is there any way that you could look at the where's the schema? Which is basically what they set up. Okay, I guess that's the schema right there, is it? Partition key is printer ID. So that's that. That's why you wanted to change it. Okay, I'm starting to catch up now. Because I see this printer ID with a lowercase p in there.
Yeah, and this is, you know what I mean? This is what created the Dynamo DB table. So, you know, I think it's a mistake on the dude from the course's part that you know, when did but it worked for him. That's the funny thing.
Okay.
In the video, where is it?
Well, you got one of them scrolling computers. You got like a billion tabs open, no problems.
And I got another, like, so there's another page too with, you know what I mean, like
with tabs, more tabs.
Yeah. See, it worked for him though.
Now we can test this here. Click the test and see if all goes well. And yes, we see execution of the function is success. And in details we see is proceeded, and we have some more information, and all those details are here. And we also see some
he has print that. That's that he has capital.
We see is of the and see if all take this. Okay, so better. Okay.
Yeah.
And you know, this code is straight from him.
Well,
let me see. See?
Okay. But that's why he had capitalize on it, right? Because the capitalize is
in
just
the code. In the function.
Because capitalize is only supposed to it capitalizes the first letter in every word of the string, if I remember correctly. Give me 1 second. Capitalize function in Python. Capitalize method in Python used to convert the first character of a string to uppercase and the rest of the characters to lowercase. It does not modify the original string, but returns a new string with the capitalized format. Okay, so if he used capitalized, then the I for ID would have gotten lowercase and the P would have gotten uppercase, which is kind of funny to hear that. So I'm wondering why device ID.
What would be the purpose of that?
Right. If that would be. Remember when you was telling me about that job and you was like, there's certain times that you was typing in things and they was real strict about it.
Yeah.
And if they had did something like that, if they put in that little code, something like that would have been an issue for you when you was dealing with it.
Gotcha.
Because they was trying to, like you said, they was not say they was trying to, but they was blaming you like you did something wrong. But it's like your code is kind of. But anyway, off of that, I'm wondering why he did it. Event get printer ID capitalize, or is it just capitalizing the return from printer ID? Right, because it's not like he's capitalizing printer ID. So I'm wrong. He's capitalizing the return information that comes back. Okay. So scratch everything that I said just now, because the way that code is set up, you gotta get the information from printer ID. So let me ask you something. Now that you have it like this, do you want to try it again and see if you get the same results? I'm wondering why if there's a way that you could see the schema. Is there a way that you could look into DynamoDB and see the particular schema that you set up for this?
Aside from this right here, I could show you. This is what creates the DynamoDB table right here. Or I could go to the CLI and just, let me see, figure out describe the table.
I think that you was pretty good on that, on that page, but continue what you're doing.
that'll.
The ID with a lowercase p. The key type is a hash. Okay, scroll down a little bit more for me. Okay, so everywhere I see printer ID is with a lowercase p and a capital I. So now that you have it changed in your Lambda function, you want to try that again and see if that will give you better results than last time.
Let's see. It uses the zip, so I'm gonna have to do that over again.
Oh, it was a decent amount of things that you had to what it called?
What do you mean?
Did you just erase the file?
I have to. It's gonna use this. It's not gonna use this. I have to like compress it again with the changes.
Oh, okay. Understood. And it looked like something, your Lambda function isn't saved yet.
Yep. What's going on with that? That's not even a Lambda function. Do it here.
What's you trying to do now?
I ain't gonna be able to do it here, can I?
To do what?
All right, so, well, I'm sure. Look at the file name.
Mm-hmm.
It's not using this. It's using the zip that I had erased.
Oh, okay. So you need to create a new zip.
Right.
That lambda function.py. You're saying that's why you was asking. Could you do it from there?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think you can do it from that screen that you was on.
Could I? Oh, I'm already here.
Right. That's it right there, isn't it? Lambda function.py.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Okay. Okay. That should be good. And then just do a Terraform apply. I'm not. Why didn't it ask? Oh, because there's no changes, I guess. All right. It didn't go through.
So this code source right here, this came from your computer, right? You
Yeah.
sent it to here, but you sent it through the zip, if I'm correct, right? Because you had to put it in the zip first before you did the process.
Yeah.
So why didn't the new one come in is the question. And how come they don't show two different ones? If they did show two different ones, would have had the same name, and they would have asked you to which one would you rather keep, or if you want
Just
to
erased
replace
it.
with the new one. Yeah, but when you sent it back to AWS Lambda, you didn't really erase it from there, right?
But I Terraform apply.
Okay.
It's still reading it as the old one though.
Right. If you Terraform destroyed it, it wouldn't have erased that one on the Lambda, right?
What do you mean?
Because you say you use Terraform apply, but evidently it's still the same one on the AWS site. So I'm wondering if you did the Terraform destroy, if that would have erased the old Lambda function.py from the AWS readout. Pardon my lack of words right now. Because it didn't automatically replace it with the new one that you're sending in. So I'm wondering if you were supposed to like destroy the whole thing first. You reapplied it basically.
Could be thing. Nope.
So before you even go any further, do you want to see if you could can you change the things here? Yeah. And if you could do that, then maybe you could do that whole thing where you're changing all occurrences here as well, so you don't have to, go through and find every single one. Oops, hey, even better.
Still uppercase D, right?
ID, yeah. Perfect.
That changed it, right?
Yes, and they're saying that you have the undeployed changes. I'm not sure if you want to test it. In your left corner, your lower left corner, they're saying you have undeployed changes. They're asking if you want to deploy or test. I'm not sure how you want to move on that. Yeah, right.
There's two though.
The database itself, the DynamoDB that they're talking about.
Deploy changes. You have to get more. See that? I'm not that familiar with Lambda. You know what I mean?
I totally understand.
So
I mean, I'm totally, not say totally lost, but
so it's learning. You know what I'm saying? So
yes. Yeah, I was about to say.
So
Did I give you 9 seconds ago? Okay.
Let's code. Let's errors.
None type object has no attribute capitalized. So what you're getting back from, you're basically getting nothing back from your call. So the error is that you can't capitalize nothing because it's nothing. So you didn't get a string back. You didn't get an answer back from the call that you made.
Line 14.
At the yeah, that last piece right there. So device ID event dot get printer ID. So why didn't that not give you back anything? I think you showed me a tab before, but maybe you have a tab where like you showed me a tab that had the schema, right? And I believe that in the schema it was a lowercase p. But I'm wondering, like, is there any information in the database set up already? I'm figuring in the video you was watching, the dude went through that, so he must have had some information tucked away in the database. It was like some test information or something,
right? Added items. So let me go to instructions. Add items.
Okay, yeah, I see it. That's the lowercase p right there.
So I don't know.
Where
I know it's. Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
It was enough for him to get a response. Like, I'm not really understanding. I mean, it's information, so I think it should give a response.
Printer 2, right?
Yeah.
You got printer 1 and the printer ID is something, and then you got printer 2 and the printer ID is, S printer 2, right?
Yeah.
So this information here, this is the instructions. This is just the text. This is not nothing that got sent to the.
This is me.
AWS.
This is my notes.
Okay, I don't think you did.
Yeah. So that information is still there. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, I want to see inside the database and see this same information that you have on your items returned too, printer 1 and printer 2. There you go, right there. Can you? Okay, go ahead.
As far as it goes.
Okay, this is okay. So yeah, snap one up for me. Printer ID S printer 1, and there you go. That's the schema right there. Is marked with a lowercase p, as you mentioned, right?
Yeah.
So this information was supposed to come back to you, but they wanted it capitalized, and for some reason the information didn't come back, period. But it seemed like the test went through, so they didn't tell you that you had a problem with your schema or that it wasn't corresponding with your schema. It did this time, but for some reason you didn't get any information back. Trim type object has no attribute capitalized. So device ID equals event.get printer ID. Why didn't that get back information when you have data in this? You have data in the database. That's the issue now.
I just wonder why you have it capitalized here.
Ooh. Where did this come from, though? This event JSON.
This is what's gonna test. Test the code.
Okay. Well, hopefully that will give you better results when you test it again.
Wow. That's it.
Oh, yeah, it went through. Okay, my dude, you on top of it. Okay, printer 1-0, printer 2-0. You getting your information back. Go ahead. What you saying? I'm sorry.
For the people watching, it's really how it goes. Something that simple.
Yeah, and you have to run back and check behind everything.
This is what tech is. One little thing like this can throw off.
Oh, especially in the strings.
Yeah.
You know, you have your professional experience with that. You know how it go.
It's funny you brought up the work because something just like that this was happening at work.
Right. So my question is this event JSON, right?
Mm-hmm.
How did this get placed into AWS, into this page? Did you type this in by hand? Did you send it in through
put it in by hand? All right, so I'll show you. All right, so I have two Lambda functions, right? This is from, as you can see, long time ago, 9 months. This is what I'm dealing with now. Let me create a new event. Tech Noob, right? Why not? Oh, see, usually it starts off, usually it has just something that's like a template. It says keys, values.
Okay.
And if it's JSON code you're putting in, then you put it like that, keys and values.
Right.
But this is DynamoDB, right? It's a database.
Yes.
That's why I had to replace it and put it in like this. Because you know what I mean? It wants to take in information because it's a database, so it's going to take it in as a database. You know what I'm saying?
Right. As the particular way that the schema is set up. Yes.
Yeah. So I put that in there. This is just you want to test to make sure your code is good. So you put it here. You save the code and then you hit test, and then you get either didn't work like before, or you get this. Everything, it worked.
Okay, now
my code is working.
Yes, but what I wanted to ask you was, in that same event JSON down below, you typed it into the GUI, right? That wasn't coming in from your terminal, right? From your command line.
I did it both. Matter of fact, let's.
Now, I mean, like this information that's in front of me right here that you just highlighted. You typed it in on this screen by hand on this GUI, right?
I copy and pasted it here, yeah.
Okay. I was wondering if that was something that they got from your code, because I'm like, why didn't that get replaced when you fixed your code? So
I put it here. That's why I tried to do it over again. I want to see. I should and like show you how it looks. See, create new event, but that thing is still there for some reason.
Right. I guess they're like, hey, listen, we don't need to give you a template because you basically got a template in front of you already, and that is something that works too. So it's better if you're gonna deal with that and make whatever changes. So yeah, man.
That's how it looks at first.
Yes.
And then you got to change it to whatever you want.
I love it when a plan comes together, man. Anyway, I do appreciate this session. Yes, sir.
So this is Grok, right?
Mhm.
Was Grok right?
They were
Sort of.
They were. Yeah.
They were, right? But they didn't go back to. I showed them the
event JSON in the AWS.
I showed them the what I was using to invoke, and they didn't peep it. They didn't say nothing about that time.
Okay.
And this was the time where they had said something about the capitalized, but they had brought up a lot of other stuff too with the different error codes. So I'm just saying that to say you don't just get, the correct answer and not have to do your own work when you know what I mean, when you go to Grok or any large language model.
Right.
You're still gonna have to put in the work. You're still gonna have to. They might tell you the right answer, but look, we have to go somewhere else to actually, fix that.
To get it to operate. Yes. You need the foundation. You need to have a solid grasp of the situation so that it could help you out. Hopefully, if it gives you the correct answer, and even if it doesn't, it might give you an idea of, oh, you know what? Let me look in some other places too. But like you're saying, I'm just reiterating and doing a horrible job at it. You have to have the foundation. You have to have the knowledge. You have to have some experience. You can't just depend on the AI language models to just, oh yeah, we got you, don't worry about it. Like, oh, I didn't even have to think. Yeah, let me just type that back in, and oh, it's good now. Everything's good. It's not like that. It's not like that.
Let me see what else they said, because I think I gave them. There was something else here, but yeah, whatever. But that's the point. They definitely, a lot of times they're on the right track with something this simple, but there's some other things where they were totally off. Totally off, because ChatGPT, Grok, they just give you the most common answer. The most common, discussions going on. It's not necessarily the right answer all the time. It's just what the data that's being talked about the most.
Right.
That's the response that you're gonna get, whether it's right or wrong. And then you have to decide for that. So you're basically still doing research. Go to Google. Now Google is doing the same thing. So you're still doing research. It's just that this research is I guess it makes it a little easier because it more pinpoint the issue, but no matter what, you're still gonna have to do the work on your own.
100%.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
Yeah. We were lucky that in this situation, it was easy to identify because it was strings that we're dealing with. So we know how it is with strings. Like you mentioned earlier, one little thing off, one letter got capitalized or wasn't capitalized. One letter was missing, and hopefully it wasn't a long string that you have to look through every individual letter because your mind gets lost in the sauce sometimes.
Yeah.
But and it'll be just that easy. And for some, not saying you think everything falls apart, but things don't operate like they're supposed to, and it could be frustrating. So we were lucky that it was a simpler matter. It still took its time to figure out everything. And even when we got things correct in the code base, come to find out, sitting on AWS, we had another issue that if you didn't catch it, then
you might
we could have been here to this time right now. We could have been here still looking like what's going on.
You start to dig in and do a whole other operation. And you could mess something up, or you could mess up. You could end up improving something too, but you could also change something that you didn't need to change. That's why, low key, these guys get paid like it's hours and hours and hours, and you could end up miss not capitalizing a P.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you got to eat that. Like, oh well, like now I know.
Right, but then again, that's such a simple mistake that it could happen at any time, over and over again. Hopefully not over and over again, but it could still happen again. It's not something that, oh, I didn't capitalize something this time, it'll never happen again, I'm making sure every time. No, we're human still, so
right, you're just gonna be more aware of that within this context. But that time when I was working at, you know what I mean, where I was working at, that issue had been going on for a while. And when he finally told me that was one of the issues, this was, I would probably months. I'm like, yo, like, there's no way I could have known, because I'm not doing this. I'm in the software department, but I'm in the software department as a support engineer.
Right.
So I'm not dealing with I'm not dealing with code. They deal with code. So they were the ones that would end up seeing that.
Right. And
nobody said anything. I don't know how it went that long without, but when you know in a machine, sometimes it'll take a long time to figure something out if it's not like something that nothing's really gonna break. You know what I'm saying? Their whole enterprise. Probably start slowing certain things down, and some other guy in the department probably figured it out and fixed it, and oh, what's this? Oh, let me fix it. You know what I mean? And then the guy that I work with personally was like, oh, this is what's going on, and nah, this you got to do. It's case sensitive. There's no thing that warns you that it's case sensitive though. So how do you know? You don't know. You're making mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Until somebody tells you, or you know what I mean?
Meanwhile, he had the experience, and like you said, it was going on before. One, no one decided to change it. No one made a ticket for it to be changed. They just figured, okay, well, we'll just tell the people, hey, listen, we need the string to be exactly like this. Okay, but you could have automated something that simple out, and then guess who has no worries about it anymore? The whole team, including people who just got hired onto the team.
That's what I was about to say. What about the new hires? Like, you know? Right.
So they're like, okay, well, everyone here, we all know that, you know, we went through this problem a couple times, and then the new hire comes in, and don't get upset with him because y'all decided to sweep the problem under the rug. But anyway, I'm gonna leave it alone.
Nobody got upset.
Okay.
That I know of. You know what I'm saying? not that I know of.
They just recognize the issue.
For the people, this is a fan company, so don't think that. I guess for the people that have worked at a fan company or big companies, they know that stuff is still being done that you wouldn't expect. I mean, there's still applications that, you know, they're just putting band-aids on it when you think, oh, this is $1 billion company. Nah, like, nope. People are still doing trash stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Not everything's efficient.
Nah, it's not.
Yeah. All right, big man. So listen, let's wrap this up. You know, I really appreciate the fact that you invited me to tag along and you know, catch up on some of the work that you're doing, that you're going through, and you know, as you're building yourself up. You know,
I definitely appreciate that you were, you know what I mean, here to help out with, you know, Python, being that, you know, I'm still very novice in that, so don't be surprised if you see me and him, you know, helping out with some more Python stuff in the future. And you know what I'm saying, like, I'm a noob at Python, so
yeah, but Okay, well, let me just say it anyway. But Python, it might not be your forte, and you utilize Python, so you have good working knowledge of it. But the when it comes to the DevOps, all right. Anyway, I'll leave it there. You know what you do, so
they're gonna see.
They're gonna see. They're gonna see. Yeah, I need to do more things like this with you. I need to do more things, not like this, but more things with you. Period. So the world can understand what you about.
We definitely gonna get it done. This is the first one, but whatever.
Yeah, I might want to tag along with some more of your when you're running through like that the pipeline you had just created the other day and stuff like that.
I'm gonna do it over again, so don't worry about that. And it should be better because you have the second time doing it. I'm thinking about doing it in GCP.
Oh wow.
I might do that, or I might just do it. I don't know. I'll let you know though.
Yes,
I'm thinking about doing it in GCP. I know eventually I want to do it in GCP and Azure. I don't know how long that's going to take, but that's the plan.
Well, you know that I know a little bit about AWS, but I know more about Google GCP than I know about AWS, definitely. And if you go to Azure, you're just going to definitely blow my mind. I'm just going to be sitting there like, okay.
You'd be surprised, yo. It's when I so the video that I used, all of it is in the GUI.
Oh, okay.
None of it is. So I had to go and
reconstruct into your command line.
That's all I did.
Your terminal.
That's all I did. That's what I'm doing here now. It's in the GUI. None of it is in Terraform.
Okay, and you're just recomposing it, I guess you could say, into the next.
You see this, right?
Yes.
That's the AWS CLI.
Understood.
Which is still, you could consider it. You can consider it infrastructure as code. But this, I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna create the DynamoDB table, and in my instructions, create DynamoDB table. This is how you do it in Terraform, right?
Yes.
CLI. So I'm just giving another option. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
This is. I don't know if the people know, but when you use Terraform, it's really to create infrastructure. You're not really gonna do a bunch of manipulation with the Terraform. If you got to add something, you could use Terraform, but that's not what you want to do. You're gonna use the CLI if you want to start adding items and changing things. So that's why I use the CLI to add the items to the DynamoDB table.
Understood. That makes sense. Instead of going back and changing the Terraform code all the time.
That ain't cool.
Right. You for the initial setup mostly.
Yeah.
And then big changes, I'm sure.
Yeah, if you want to change the infrastructure, if you have to, then yeah, of course. But like when you're dealing with like objects and stuff like that, now you want to add that. Sometimes people do it in the GUI, but people are going to be using the CLI for that. See, create the role. I didn't put it in here, but this is to create the role. This is the IAM role that's created to, for permission or policies to use Lambda and have access to the DynamoDB table. So create it right here, but I'm going to show you in Terraform. I don't know why I did that, but and that's how it looks in Terraform.
Yeah, you know me and Terraform. I definitely appreciate Terraform more than dealing with the GUI. It might seem easier to some people, but me and the code, man. I appreciate the code, man.
Yeah, but it's getting late, right? So
thank you, family. You know how we do, Shawn. Yes, sir.
Yo, man, appreciate you, bro.
Same, man. Trust and believe. This is Shawn Brown, the professional. You know, he's doing his thing. And when it comes to DevOps, these are the things that he's going through, and this is the lessons he's learning. Hey everyone, I'm back. After reviewing and editing that video, I've come to realize that we made a lot of changes in the code, and this may affect the future performance of his coursework, seeing that they might have to go back to that same schema, that same database table, to look for more information or add more information. My final synopsis is that he should have re-input the database information and made sure that the string that allocates to it had a capital P and a capital I. That's all. That would have fixed everything. But that's how it goes. It's all part of troubleshooting. Well, that's about it. So, wishing you all the best. Until next time. If you appreciate what we're doing over here, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. All right, y'all. Till next time. You know how it goes. Keep building.